Survival games, survival games, survival games. As everyone knows, survival games, you need to be able to craft, harvest, build your own base or home, and actually have some form of challenge to deal with in the world. I have at least done 2 of the 4 things I have mentioned above. And those 2 of the 4 things are still very important to every form of survival game. As you know, in my last video, I was able to make my harvest system for my survival game, and it was a good enough attempt, even though it was in the very early stages, but it showed that there was needed to be more things to improve upon the concept that could be done afterwards. What I was able to do was, when you are able to chop down the trees, you are able to actually get a notification of some sorts letting you know you have 1, been able to chop down the trees, 2, are able to actually get some form of resource from it. And one of the many multiple things that any survival game has is multiple different resources that you can harvest, which can be trees, ores, bushes, other stuff I can't think of right now at this moment. But as I mentioned, those are the most common things that you can encounter in a survival game for resource management that you can ever deal with. And because of that, I am very open to hear any other ideas, because as it stands in any survival game, there are far too many resources I can't think of out the top of my head. But you, as people who are watching this video or commenting on this video, can let me know. So like I said earlier, the things I have been working on are the trees, bushes and stones. And one of the important things when it comes to harvesting in the game is, if you are using a said item, for example a pickaxe, and it's hitting the stone, you want to get more items from that specific equipment to get your resources from, compared to using an axe, hitting the stone. So I made sure that when you are actually getting resources from said items, that it actually gets a more benefit that you use a specific item going to specific tools go into that said resources to get a better benefit from it. Another thing I've also was able to do is make it so there's actually tiers for the tools. So what do I mean by that? So let's say, for example, you are using a stone pickaxe for stone, for just a stone. I don't know why I went on that tangent. Anyway, and you get 1 stone for each hit. Then let's say you use an iron pickaxe next time, but you get 3 stone for each hit. I hope you get what I'm trying to put down. So every time you are actually interacting with that said item, with that said tier and specific tool type, you get a better benefit than just using the wrong item for it, even if the tier type is the same. Another item I wanted to work on was the idea of actually interacting with bushes. And with bushes, it's more in a sense of you're only needed to interact with them with your hand. So what I've done is, if you are interacting with the item, it will give you the resource needed from that said item, and you get the resources from it. But if you have a tool in your hand and equipment in your hand, then what it does is just de-equip that item, and so you can actually interact with that item afterwards. One of the next big things I wanted to work on was the actual crafting system. Everyone knows a survival game or resource management game, you need to be able to craft stuff. So that was the next big thing I wanted to work on. And right now the code I'm using can be adjusted, but for more simplicity's sakes, I'm just going to use it for now and pray that it just doesn't break down the line. And if I do adjust it, hopefully that doesn't break it as well down the line. But I am very excited to at least be able to work on it. So one of the things I made sure with this crafting system was make it so if you have said materials needed for that tool or whatever you're crafting, then it will show up on the screen saying you need X amount for this and X amount of that, and then it will basically link to your actual inventory itself and shows your current amount of that X item needed. And once you have that X item required, then it will say you have it and you can start crafting it. It was quite complicated, interesting to look this up online, because of the fact that everyone has their own approach to this system, but the approach I found and the tutorial I found was very helpful. Once I was able to finish off some, not all, of the survival aspects of the game, I wanted to start working on the actual player character. So how I wanted to do the player character first was start working on the climbing system. So if any of you did watch my previous devlog series that I did, that's now discontinued, you may have known I did follow a climber series by a certain creator. I will link the name right now and in the description below, but his climb series was very helpful. Again, I would have just copied and pasted it over from my previous series, but I deleted it thinking that it wasn't important. Yeah, you live and you learn. But I just found the same tutorial again, followed it from beginning to end, and it has been very helpful again and made me relearn some stuff I completely forgot about. But one of the reasons why I specifically wanted to follow that tutorial over other tutorials out online is because of the fact that his tutorial makes it so the ladder can always be adjusted in real time. What I mean by that is once you place it into the level, you can adjust the height of it. You can anywhere to where you want it. You can adjust the actual crossbar length. You can adjust the crossbar vertical and everything like that, which I really like. That's one of the reasons why I specifically wanted to follow his tutorial compared to other people's tutorial. There's nothing wrong with other people's tutorial. If you like their tutorial, you like their tutorial, but I like this tutorial so much more. And one of the things you may have noticed in the background while I have been showcasing this showcasing this system, is the fact that the player character moves quite slowly going up and down the ladder. That is because of the animations I'm using. It is placeholder animations just for now, but I do have actual better animations in my Unreal library that I will be using and hopefully implementing into the game. So for now, and for purposes just for now, this works just how I want it to work, and I feel like that's perfectly fine with me. Another thing I wanted to improve was the actual inventory system, inventory slots itself. How I wanted to do that was make it so when you pick up an item and drop it into another slot, then it makes a sound to represent that item that you decided to pick up and drop. So if you picked up a wood, it'll make a wood sound when you pick it up, and when you drop it, it makes like a wood dropping sound, just so it has a little bit more life in the game. I wanted to do that just because of the on my old project I did have that and I did like it, and I just pretty much did a copy paste transfer over, if that makes sense. So yeah, I really did like that in the old project, and I just wanted to bring that over to this one. Sorry about that, I accidentally hit my mic. One of the biggest things I wanted to do was improve some of the systems I've already had in the past, because of the fact that I feel like it's been long enough now and I just want to change certain things about it. Not all of it, just certain things. One of the couple of things I wanted to improve was the hotbar. So how I made it with the hotbar specifically is when you equip an item, the old system, when you equip an item, what it did was, if you wanted to equip another item in, let's say, hotbar slot number 3, you'd have to basically, it'll de-equip the first item, and then you have to press 3 again just to equip that third item, if that makes sense. I'll most likely show a video in the background just to representation. But now, what I did was, made it so when you want to equip a different item in a different hotbar slot, what it does, instead of it de-equipping it and then you have to press the button again, all it does is instantly de-equips the item and then re-equips that new item already. I will also be showing that if what I was saying doesn't make sense because of the aspect of how I'm explaining it. I am very sorry. I'm sometimes so bad at explaining. It's one of the things my friend says I'm really terrible at doing. So yeah, I hope the visuals help. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I just recently, not long, come back from holiday with my family. We went hiking and to the beach, and it was just a nice relaxing day for us. I have been basically doing like this sort of thing for like near enough a year, like coming past a year, and it's just been a little bit not draining per se, but I get a little bit too over my head or too stuck that it just feels nice to have a nice little break. But I'm now back. I feel a little bit more rejuvenated than ever, and I'm ready to just get back onto this and just move on and make a really fun game for all of you to play. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, from anything I've said, if you like anything I am doing or planning on doing, please let me know, and tell me anything that you feel like you'd be interested in seeing this game or wanting this game, like if you were to play it. Thank you. Bye.